started, believing that one of the commissioners will get here momentarily. Picking up from last week, and again, I apologize for my absence. I did get a negative rapid test last week at the end of our meeting, and psychosomatically felt well, like instantaneously. But again, thank you guys for bearing with me as I tried to hear and participate from a distance. And it sounds like you guys were very receptive to much of the public comment. And today, we have another week's worth of public comment. I don't think it's as voluminous as the first week. But all things I think we've touched on already. And now we have the data is in. And we can see that layer, I'm guessing, right, Naya, on this? And so I think, number one, we could kind of marvel at how close the numbers might be or how far apart, and then come up with our plan for our second and third maps, or even looking at how the data impacts our first map. And so I'm imagining we can look at the magic unfold on this screen, and then by the time our fifth commissioner is here, we can strategize as a whole team and see how it is we want to move forward to get the 3 maps out as quickly as we can. All right.
Thank you, Chair Moore, for that introduction. So I have a few things on the agenda tonight. One of the first of them being to review the public comment tool. And so, as you'll be able to see, I'll move over here to the screen. We got about 10 or so additional comments over the past week. And so I just wanted to give you guys a little bit of time to talk through these comments. If there's anything that you wanted to discuss that you saw from the comments that you received.
Yep.
And all of this, you should have, I emailed it to you earlier.
Yes, thank you. We did get a lot of feedback, obviously, about the 5th by Northwest, that little peninsula that was included in...
Commissioner Paul, are you speaking into your mic? I can't hear you.
Yep. We did receive a lot of feedback about the little peninsula of District 7 that contained 5th by Northwest. We heard about that, of course, last week, and so I think we're ready to amend that as we go forward with the new data and find another way to adjust the population within District 7, whatever that adjustment needs to be. So we did see a lot of comments on that, of course.
And I don't disagree that we saw a lot of comments. I mean, I think that would have to be our number one comment. However, this week we saw a comment that actually spoke to the fact that there is a lot of commerce exchange between the two, which is no surprise to me as I live in that district. And again, I think the larger volume is that we need to change it, but I'm curious to see how so many of the comments we see will change from week to week, or the theme and tone might change as well. Just a reflection. Other comments that we saw, either a theme or the development of 2 separate themes as we analyze these comments. I'm seeing the Linden. There's folks from Linden who seem to be surprised or curious as to why Linden is into three different districts. And I think we have answers for that, but a question that has been raised nonetheless.
For me, I would like to see, I think we definitely understand the 5th by Northwest comments, got it. And I think that when we input this new data and we start relaying it, I think some of that will go away.
Yep.
So I don't know if we have to spend as much on that. But I'm really curious, if we see the update with the data and then look at the comments to see if we're hitting at what people are looking for.
Yep.
Rather than trying to build to the comments because it's based on old data.
I love what you shared, yes.
I did see a comment, not related to either of those issues that we talked about so far, but it pertains to my part of town up in the Northland area in Districts 3 and 4. And I thought I would like to maybe just take a stab at addressing the question we received, which is this person felt that the districts were sort of laid out vertically, or north-south instead of east and west. And I wanted to explain a little bit of the dilemma that perhaps we face. Certainly, something we can take another look at. But as I'm thinking about districts 3 and 4, the northern portion of which is the Northland area that I'm pretty familiar with, you know, the Hamilton Road corridor around North Hamilton, which is currently in District 3, has a great deal in common, I think, in terms of housing stock, population, commerce, and so forth with the Polaris area, the far north area. I'd love to be able to connect them somehow in a district. The problem is our neighborhoods aren't laid out that way. We have a big area, which Chair Moore, I know you're familiar with, the traditional Northland area that basically connects the two.
Right.
Completely different in terms of housing stock, demographics, and our charge, again, is to make sure that these districts are contiguous. We obviously can't have two areas that don't touch in the same district. So I just want to mention that as kind of a case study or an example of some of the choices we need to make as we're laying out these districts, where it might make a lot of sense to group two areas together, but in several cases anyway, there isn't any way to do it. In addition, the Northland area, the northern portions of Districts 3 and 4, all by themselves are now at about 140,000 people. So they cannot really coexist in the same district. They need to be split somehow. So anyway, we understand, I think, the suggestion, but I'm just pointing out some of the decisions we need to make based on the instructions we've been given.
Right.
In the city charter as to how these districts need to be constructed.
Yeah, and I think it's probably going to be something we have to continue to repeat and remind folks of, is what did drive some of these decisions. As I look at some of the little comments, and as much as what they're saying is valid, it doesn't fit within what we were asked to do. Another comment that raised a little bit of curiosity in me, and maybe we have it and I just haven't seen it, someone would love to see the districts in the square mileage per district. Do we have that? Have we seen that?
I don't believe I have that, but I think I would have directed the person back to that square mileage doesn't necessarily equal population, so there are some areas that are more population dense. And
Right.
so because this process is guided by the amount of population versus actual square footage, you will see some areas that are less dense that seem to cover a larger area, but from a population standpoint, they don't cover more than the necessary area. So I think that would have been my comment back to them, is that we're not looking at that as a guide in this case.
But to kind of see where the dense areas are, just it might just be another good thing to have as a screen at some point or a filter. I don't know. I'm curious to know which districts.
It's an interesting question. Again, I don't know that it's anything we can really use in our work.
Nothing related to our stuff,
simply because we need to look at population rather than density or, strictly speaking, or square mileage. I think it was the same person who also asked, and I'll go ahead and just ask the question so we can answer it. I believe I know the answer. College students who come and leave during the school year, are they counted as permanent residents?
We talked about this.
I think we did, but I thought if we could go ahead and just confirm with Ms. Walters how the college students at OSU, presumably they're talking about, are treated in terms of population.
It depends. Some people transfer their voting districts and domicile to the city of Columbus, so they are Columbus residents, but others of them do not. Some of them still vote in their area. I don't know all the specifics on how they're counted, but I do know that some people choose to still vote. Like you can absentee ballot back to where your home area is, and you don't necessarily have to vote in Columbus.
Their registration has no bearing on where the census counts them. The census counts them on a day in April. Wherever they are that day, that's where they're counted.
Thank you for that clarification, Commissioner Cobbett.
Yeah, so for our purposes, we can only look at it based on what the 2020 census captured in that district or that area. Because as we know that none of them, or most of them, weren't on campus in April 2020.
Because of COVID.
Because of COVID.
Yeah, because of COVID.
So, yeah, as far as that particular question, that's one that we all will have. And then when they are in session, how will that impact the whomever's representing them? That's for implementation, I guess. But as far as how we're drawing it, we couldn't really project that.
So just FYI, the university district grew by 12% from 2010 to 2020, from 45,000 to 50,000.
Even with COVID and the reduced
And that's over the past 10
visibility of
years.
students.
Yeah, but remember, the university district is more than the school.
Right.
So that'll be like people who own homes and actually live in, that could be teachers, that could be just people. So
Sure.
they're definitely, that makes sense in that area of town that it would have grown.
And
Yeah.
just keep in mind that the census data is only done every 10 years, so it's ultimately based off who is there at that time, based on Commissioner Cabot's explanation of how people are counted. And so they won't, when they, if in 2030, I guess it would be that when they do it again, the numbers could change again, just because there might be more people on campus, because hopefully COVID is gone far away by then.
The only other thing I really had in kind of reaction to the comments was, it's like, I know for folks, it probably, some of this does look funky, and especially when we're talking about District 7, but we're really constrained by the townships and the suburbs and the cities within city limits. And so, like, I did see some comments that said the northern portion of District 2 could be with District 1, but that, like, wraps around and through Hilliard and Upper Arlington. So it's like, does that really still make sense as far as a district, which we'll talk about, of course. But there's plenty of things that we, like, can do nothing about because of the what's within the city limits. And so it might look funny to folks, and it really might make sense, like, culturally and tangibly, that the things would be together. But when we're talking about how the city is connected geographically, we have to, like, work within the constraints we have.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
Are there any further comments regarding the comments?
I guess it's not so much regarding the comments, but I guess I would just remind my neighbors, as I have done in the Northland area, that even assuming that it looks like we got it wrong,
Right.
and we find it necessary to basically break some traditional unit, whether it's an area commission or a community or whatever, into multiple districts, the worst outcome is they end up with more than one council member living in their area commission area, their community. I mean, it doesn't really change the way they're represented. It changes the number of council members who potentially could live within the boundaries of their community, area commission, et cetera. And that's really all it changes. So I'm just hoping folks will understand that's the worst possible outcome. We're trying to avoid it, but in some cases, we probably will not be able to.
And I just want to clarify that the area commission structure, there's no intentions on changing that, so they will remain as they are.
Right.
Just period.
And I just want to make clear for anybody who's listening, because when you first said that, Mr. Paul, I misheard it and thought you were talking about existing council members and not wanting to put two of them in any district. And I want to make it absolutely clear that I have no idea where these council members live today and don't care. That has nothing to do with the lines we're drawing, and I don't think you intended that either.
I did not. And in fact, the current slate of city council members are going to need to run again in 2023. So where they live right now really has no bearing on our work.
Right.
And you're right, though. That is not what I intended. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioners. So moving on to the next portion of the agenda today. So we have been meeting, Lucy and I, to kind of discuss the schedule going forward, which you all have a copy of. And so with that, our next tentative date to release the second draft of maps is October 7th. That's a Thursday. So between now and then, we have 3 maps to generate. And so the idea that I had in my mind, and you guys feel free to, give me comments back or say we think something different, I'm happy to take that feedback, is for us to work on at least getting a good, solid draft of a map for each of the 3 maps per session. So one tonight, one next week, and one the following week. Because we didn't have the data last week, that kind of took a week away from our initial plan process. Again, all these dates are tentative, but in order to get us to our December 13th potential timeline to get the maps voted out and have council vote on them, we have roughly 1 meeting per map. And then there's a final meeting where we can kind of make the changes and stuff and tweaks and things that we need to do to the maps, all 3 of them. So the goal is to try to get at least 75 to 85% of a map in each session. So our sessions are now extended until 8:30, and so we'll be meeting until then. There is the opportunity for additional sessions if needed. I know that some of you mentioned that doing sessions on additional days wasn't ideal because you have other things that you're committed to, which we understand. So that's going to require efficient and effective time management while we are here. With that being said, last week we discussed a little bit of potential strategies for the maps going forward. So for the commissioners that were unable to join us last week, I hope you had a chance to view a little bit of last week's meeting to see what your colleagues kind of talked about in that meeting. But with that, are there any things that you all, any comments regarding anything that I've stated? And are there any things that you want to talk about regarding strategy before we dive into drafting the map? I know you all have access to the maps through your own individual tools.
Do we need to proactively come up with the day this week if we don't get 75% done by 8:30 that we would have as that contingency day this week?
You don't have to do it this week, but just know that if you don't, be prepared to kind of either add an additional day, it doesn't necessarily have to be this week, but be prepared to kind of keep that in mind when you're working on the 2nd and 3rd map that you're going to produce. I think last week we talked about a lot of it being more nuances in terms of the differences between the 3 maps. And so I think once you're able to get like what you all feel is your base and where some areas that you want to make nuance or some things you want to make changes to, I think that will kind of work itself out from a time perspective.
And considering the open meeting laws and expectations, are Saturdays and Sundays an option?
I believe Saturdays and Sundays are an option, but we would have to come in here. So I don't know. That would be really a staff question. So I would have to look into that.
And my last question is, what would the lead time be to make it possible? If we needed to, on one of our Wednesday meetings, vote and agree to be here on a Saturday or Sunday, is that enough time, or would it need to be a Wednesday a week before?
Yeah, does it need to be advertised, et cetera?
It does need to be advertised, I believe, in the bulletin. Lucy, can you speak a little bit more to that?
Yeah. Hi. For us to have an event and have it noticed for the city, it has to be in over the weekend. So for in this case, you're asking about a Saturday or Sunday. I think we would prefer to have it 1 week out. But if we do decide it on a Wednesday night, get it in for it to be in the bulletin over the weekend as the meeting's happening, I think technically that would be okay, but ideally a week out. So I think next week would be then the week that we would probably need to make sure we have those dates and times in mind. And then the other piece of that would just be, to Naya's point, making sure that CTV can be here, the chamber can be open and is available, and that we let security know. So those are some of the things that we need to double check, but we will try to make it work for what you guys need. Thanks.
Okay. And do we need to, commissioners, vote on which strategy we will use for the first map? Or are we comfortable and in alignment with what we want that to be already?
I'm not sure whether we are entirely aligned. I made a suggestion last week, and I'll repeat it this week. And that is that I thought one approach would be to try to replicate in the new map effectively the districts we created previously, and then go back and look at the population change that we've received information about within the Columbus communities. Since our map was based on Columbus community boundaries, if we can identify the communities where there was the greatest change, it seems to me that would be a good place to start examining the districts in which they were contained and perhaps seeing how they need to change. In theory, it should be reflected if we were to duplicate the districts, we would see that reflected in the district population counts in the Esri software. But first we need to effectively recreate the map, the 2010 map that we have released for public comment. We need to recreate that map in the 2020 version of the plan. Does that make sense?
It does.
This is a layer that I asked Melissa from DOT to place into our new Esri. So this is like basically a layer that is the districts that we had completed in the 2010 map. So this layer is here.
Right.
So we can essentially recreate those districts.
Is that a read-only layer, or is that something
Right.
we could actually manipulate in any way?
It is a layer that I can see. So I believe,
Can, when you're looking at the create and then the identification feature, like can we use that as an identification feature?
so I'm thinking that's what we can do. I tried it earlier and it wasn't exactly giving me what I was expecting it to give me. So if I can't figure that out today, I will try it again tomorrow, because I did try to look into that. So it allowed me to identify it, but it wouldn't allow me to assign it. And so I was a little bit kind of baffled by that, but we can forge ahead with that and kind of see what happens. Is that what you would like me to do?
I don't think anybody would not want that, right? It sounds like we all want, yep.
Yep, I think that's fine. I'm just looking, yes, I do see we have also in our plans, in the Esri, each of the commissioners in our, in the Esri software, I do see we can also bring up that layer, which I did not realize until now. So thank you for that.
So I feel like the map that we put out was terribly flawed and is not a place for us to start on our next map.
Okay?
So I spent a lot of time yesterday playing with the map software and actually was able to build 2 maps.
No.
I feel like I was more in Commissioner Paul's camp a few weeks ago of like, okay, let's start from our first map and see where we go. But playing around with it yesterday, there is a lot of change that took place. And I feel that we could start afresh on a new map to work with and not necessarily lose, the work that we did. It's just incredible how much population change in some of the areas of town.
Are you able to visually share what it is you have?
Yeah, so
I can share hers.
yeah, I think I put it in the shared plans. I need my second one. I have not officially shared it yet. Not that
No,
one.
not that one.
It should say MGC 2020 map V1.
Got it.
That one is not saved, I don't think, in my files.
I put it in the shared plans CRDC members.
Let me see if I have access to that one.
So if you go to the left, the shared plan. Okay, well, maybe you don't. So can you scroll down a little bit in that list?
There isn't anything to scroll down to.
Okay.
Because I know sometimes when it saves it, it might not save it to here, so
I was able to open your plan.
that one, the MGC 2020, map V1?
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah,
so maybe Naya
I
just
can
doesn't
see
have
that
access.
as well.
MGC 2020 map V1.
This system is clunky. I mean, once you open it, you can't find what it's titled anywhere. Oh, there it is, MGC 2020 map V1. Got it. And I have it in read-only, because I don't want to screw it up.
Again, this is just me playing around with it and trying to get within the deviation and trying to incorporate some of the comments that we received.
Credit to you, Commissioner, for the time you spent on this. This is helpful.
It was a lot of fun, I'm not gonna lie.
Is that it? Oh,
No, you'll have to view it in the.
oh, we have to
in-
look at it in the Esri tool?
Yeah, Commissioner Frost, if she can see it, maybe you can view her screen. Commissioner
no,
Frost,
it's
are you able
all
to
right.
view it? Oh, okay, yeah, because I don't have her map saved in here. But I know that Commissioner Paul mentioned that he had it, access.
Yes, I'm able to open it and view it. Commissioner Venezuela, could you walk us a little bit through your methodology on this?
Yeah, sure. So I think some of the things that stood out to me, which was really not that surprising, but, the Northland area of town, we saw considerable population growth, and which we knew that was going to result in, the creation of 2 districts. The part that I think we struggled with that even in this map, I did as well, is specifically around the Linden, Clintonville area, just because there are certain areas of town that you can't split because of contiguity factors. And so in the second map, which I still haven't shared, is kind of playing around with that. Like, how do we keep Linden together? What does that look like as far as how we split the north side? The west side, I think one of the largest pieces of comment that we received was around the Grandview 5th by Northwest piece, making sure that that was not included in what's considered, the Franklinton Hilltop area. So wanted to maintain that over with the, west of Olentangy district per se. And then just try to keep as much as that central part of the city with parts of Clintonville, Short North, downtown, and parts of, the German Village area kind of together. But you'll see that this map, unfortunately, has a split version of Linden.
I had when I was working on my 2 drafts as well, I had a similar District 2 as Commissioner Sarazuela. It just didn't go over to the airport, but the rest of it was the same. And then I locked that. I had challenges with the north, but I also have, I kind of just threw away the whole idea. Well, not the idea, but I didn't do like a District 9 in the middle. I kind of have like square pockets. And so, for instance, there ended up being a few in the northeast, and I can show it. But the only way I could figure to get the Rocky Fork part into it was to just kind of cheat in southwest. I'm trying to see what Monica did. It's very similar on that District 1. It just doesn't go as far south. So for me, or maybe it does, my southern was Mock Road for that district. So not as far south, but very similar as well. And then on that District 6, So it didn't go up as far into the northeast, but stayed on that Hayden run and kind of did do a north-south thing and ended up wrapping around the hilltop. I had a hard time figuring out how to cut around in the hilltop because I hear what they're saying, but there's just a lot of them. The same as with the Northland Council. So I know that everybody's not going to be happy with the cuts that we're going to have to make, and some things are going to seem counterintuitive, but we literally kind of, to be contiguous, are going to have to do some of that.
So taking all of this into account, do we want to start trying to tackle creating districts on the map?
It sounds like we have it sounds like we have three maps possibly, Commissioner Frost and the two that Commissioner Sarazuela have. We could pick one to work on today.
I can't work from their map, so they just need to tell me, I just need you all to guide me on where to draw
Yeah.
the lines based off of,
Can we start in a quadrant?
Yeah,
And
let's do
then-
that, and kind of talk through it.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Okay, so wherever you'd like to start.
So just a fun fact for everyone, if you put the Westland and Greater Hilltop Area Commission, or Columbus communities together, it is a perfect district. It is within the deviation of 14, so
wow.
without even touching anything. So I thought that was an interesting.
would you all like the lines from the Columbus communities to be on the map so you can see where those communities are at? Or would you like to just kind of leave it bare like this, where you're just seeing the outline? I know last time we utilized the Columbus communities overlay quite a bit when we were moving forward.
I find it helpful to orient myself, not necessarily to stick to, but just
Yes.
kind of know where we are.
Yeah, I agree. It'd be helpful.
So are we starting on the west? Is that what you want to do?
Good place as any.
Starting with the
Yeah.
Greater Hilltop Area Commission,
Yeah,
Westland?
yeah, it's just something that maybe people can reflect on. So Naya, if, the Westland and then Greater Hilltop area, or Columbus communities, which are the,
You would like to place those in a district?
so people could see.
Okay.
And should we go ahead and try to stick to the same district numbers, even though they mean nothing? It might be helpful to say they're in District 5
Yeah,
on your map. So if you could add them to District 5 on this map, that'd be great.
I'm sorry. Can you repeat that again, Commissioner Paul?
On Commissioner Venezuela's map, she had added the hilltop and
Westland.
the Westland area to District 5, and I was suggesting that just rather than have different numbers on your map from hers, even though the numbers mean nothing,
We'll
if you
call
could,
it 5.
if we can stick with that assignment.
So our target district size is what?
101.
100,639 people.
Yeah, there you go.
So the deviation's about 1,006 people
I'm
per,
sorry, what's the number, 106?
100,639, I believe. Yeah, 100,639.
100,639. So what am I doing with a number that says 905,748?
That's the total?
That's the total. That's the total of population, but I'm saying, are you asking how many people we have total in Columbus, or are you asking per district?
I'm asking both.
So in total in Columbus, we have 905,748. That's total.
Got it.
And then the size of each district should be 100,639 people.
Got it.
And so the deviation is plus or minus like 1,006.
Got it.
And so when we combine the Greater Hilltop area and Westland, what was that total number?
I'm not there yet.
Okay. But you have it, right?
Yeah, it's 100,653.
Wow.
100,643, so target deviation of 4.
And that's District 5, we're calling it,
I think
for
so.
now.
I think so. If we can actually lock that district, I guess, there's no reason.
Also, I found my error, so if you guys want to utilize that other map, I know what I did wrong now, so
Ah,
that's another thing.
Cool.
Remain in this quadrant?
Yeah, and if I'm shooting for easy money, so I will go north from here. I think around, like, to the Hayden Run part, around UA. I'm assuming that the 5th by Northwest section ended up in it ended up in District 4, is that right? No, District, what is that, 9? Sarasville? Yeah.
5th by Northwest ended up in District 7, excuse me.
I'm sorry, on this draft that we're looking at,
Oh, gotcha.
it did not, so it's in a different district. So if we went up to where you're talking about District 6,
Yeah, yeah, we can work that way.
that's Hayden Run and all of that. So it looks like, let's see if we identify. It looks like that would be the Far West community and West Scioto and Hayden Run to start.
To start. I think that will put us over, but we can kind of talk through that.
And what district number was that?
District 6?
6.
And that was Far West, West Scioto, and Hayden Run?
Yeah.
That takes that district to 76,576.
So yeah, if we move into the Northwest District, that's where we will definitely go over.
So when we're looking at it, how far east did you go?
I think is that the railroad?
Yeah, that is.
Okay. Also, I had gone through and like cleared all the discrepancies, but I don't think it's saved, so there's probably some weird
And-
lines in there.
Are we dividing Northwest and Far Northwest? No?
Well, we'll see.
Okay.
Yeah. Because it doesn't look like Commissioner Sarazuela did split the far northwest. It remained intact and just kind of sat on top of 270.
Yeah, in my map, again, not perfect, but I think what was my dividing line, the Bethel Road split between 6 and 9.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have any preferences or thoughts on that. I would ask Commissioner Paul or Cabot if they had any thoughts about the cut through that district or that area in the northwest.
I don't have any particular thoughts. I'm thinking about, the communities on Lane Road and so forth, and whether they have anything in common with the rest of the district. And I'm not seeing that they do, but
Lane Avenue or Lane Road?
I'm thinking about Lane Road, for example, south of Henderson. The area south of Henderson generally is probably what I should say. And I'm not seeing a lot of cohesiveness there. But on the other hand, I can't necessarily argue against it either, understanding that the district needs to be constrained in terms of size. I guess I would go back to my suggestion some weeks ago, just that we use major arteries as boundaries so that folks know where they are, what district they're in.
And so that's what led to my question about, do we make a a west-east divide using a north-south corridor that goes through both the far northwest and the northwest? Or how do we divide it up? And this gets us back to that whole Riverside and Township and
Right.
contiguity and...
So regardless, that community is going to have to be split somewhere. I mean, we can always come back to it if we want to like maybe look at what a far north district could look like and work our way down.
Okay. So right now, as we look at what we've created as lines or ballpark, what population number do we have for District 6 or the new proposed 6? Or are we not there yet?
Naya, could you pull that up?
It's 76,576.
And so all of Northwest would be an additional 43,000, so that's too much.
Yeah.
Okay.
You need about 24,000, but you have room for like 23,000 or 25,000 based on the deviation.
But Monica, your District 6 had 101,513?
Mm-hmm.
So what have we done to it?
Well, we haven't added any of Northwest as yet, is that right?
Correct.
That's correct.
But if we did it the way you did it, Commissioner Serswell, we would just divide it Bethel, which I think is as good as anything right now, just to do, and we can come back and fine tune it.
Agreed.
Yep. And so let's use your dividing line and call it 101 what?
513.
101, 513.
Okay.
So this is Bethel here. So you're looking at all of this? And
yeah,
how far?
up until I think it's a railroad.
Can you repeat that?
I think it may be the railroad is the dividing line.
The diagonal that's going, just
This
there.
right here?
Yep.
Yep, that's railroad.
It's apparently a little unincorporated area.
And then I added the census tracts that are like right north of Bethel, or Dublin Granville Road, right there.
These ones right here?
Yep.
Was this piece right here included as well?
I think that was,
Yes, it
Yeah.
looks like you did.
So that takes you to 101,622.
She had 513, but that works.
yeah, it's fine.
Mm-hmm. 622?
Yeah, you had not included a little portion of Brookside, but I don't think
It'll be clean.
yeah, it's certainly
Yep.
close enough.
Oh, should this part down here not be included?
No.
Okay, so do you want me to take that out?
Yeah.
Okay.
Question for future, I know that like the maps are shared within our CRDC group. Can we add you to that for the future?
I'm sorry?
So the maps, that we create is, we can save it and share it in the CRDC member folder. Can we add you to that so you can then for future meetings, pull the map up?
She should be able to add them. I just don't know where you have to save them at, because the ones that she added from your files to my shared folder are the original ones that she sent over. So I don't know if the extra versions, I don't know why they don't automatically go in there, but I can find out about that.
Okay.
I won't be able to pull from them, but I'll be able to pull them up so we can look at them.
So what we're doing right now is trying to recreate up there what you already created?
Yeah.
Like a huge waste of time.
Well, that was my point, is if Naya could be added to that
Right.
internal group within
could
the
just pop
software,
it up.
then she'd be able to just pull the map like each one of us
Yep.
is able to do.
I can see them, but for purposes of public record, we still have to do this in front of the public. So that's like stuff that you're doing at home. So we still have to recreate.
Gotcha.
Beg your pardon? I beg your pardon?
I was like, the maps still need to be created in a public process, so that's why we're here creating the maps. You are able to work on them, but we still have to do them here inside, and I can't utilize her map. We can utilize it as a guide, but I can't utilize her map as the map. So that's why we're recreating what she did, which is kind of what we discussed before with the other maps, except for that map was a finalized map and can be used as a layer now for the 2010 districts.
So should we go ahead and lock that proposed District 6 for now, or?
Yep, let's do it. We have it at 101, 100, right?
Yeah.
All right. So that's a quadrant, wouldn't we say? What's the next quadrant?
We need to finish or north, I guess, if that's not a quadrant, if we just want to take care of the far north.
Okay.
District 7?
So the far northwest has 33,000. The far north has 28,063. I'm just rounding. And then I looped back into the Northland district, which is of course massive, and took some from there.
What were the numbers you had for far north?
Far northwest is 33,228.
36,681.
Oh, okay. Is it some, sorry, I'm reading the wrong field. Okay, 36,681 for far northwest. Far north is 38,685.
Yep.
And then the Northland district is 93,633.
So far northwest paired with far north. And it looks like then some segment of Northland.
Yep, basically, the portion north of State Route 161 and west of Cleveland Avenue, looks like, roughly, with some,
What number are we calling this district? 7?
yeah.
Yes.
So that's far northwest, far north.
Far
and
north.
A part of Northland,
Mm-hmm.
and that's District 7?
Yes.
Okay, I will add far north and far northwest, and then you can tell me where I need to cut on Northland.
And this one got a little wonky in the eastern part of the district because that's where it came down to numbers, and I feel like I was splicing a neighborhood by streets. So I think the Northland conversation I'd like to have as a group, because I think there's,
Yeah, my reaction to it was initially not positive.
yeah.
On the other hand, like I've been counseling others, it may make sense to do it this way, and I don't know that it's necessarily any injury that it's that way, it just is not intuitive.
So I heard some conversation around north of 161, but I don't know if there was any other thoughts.
I'd say for now, for the sake of just getting a layer of the map together, that's what we'll do, right?
I think so.
Mm-hmm.
So yes, basically 161 is the southern boundary, right? And then the rest to Cleveland Avenue, and then it goes a little beyond. That's,
So to your point, Commissioner Paul, even though that is one neighborhood, knowing where the dividing line and a prominent street makes it make sense.
could,
Yeah,
it could.
could make it make sense.
Again, Sharon Woods, for example, which is almost right under the District 7 label there, and Forest Park, which is on this plan in District 8. I mean, they're almost identical housing stock. They're very similar in terms of demographics. I would normally try to keep them together.
Right.
On the other hand, as you said, knowing that one is north of 161, the other is south of 161, and the worst that could happen is we would end up with 2 council members
That's right.
in one or the other district doesn't necessarily seem unreasonable. So, and so Commissioner Sarazuela also went a little further to the east. I'm trying to see what you used as a boundary there.
And that is where it got to the point, because I was trying to get within the margin of error, that it was a matter of streets.
You're currently at 96,791.
So Blendon Woods Boulevard, I see, was the southern boundary moving to the east.
Right here?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
What's that north-south black line? What's that?
Which one? This one?
What divides the pink from the yellow?
Oh, that's Cleveland Avenue.
Okay.
So that's basically everything north of London Woods Boulevard was included in District 7. That's Corporate Exchange, Community Park Drive. There's a condominium association there. Cooper Road.
Should we try it and see what the numbers look like?
Well, Commissioner Paul, if there's a better way, or just thoughts on kind of how to split it, whether it's Cleveland Avenue be the dividing line north-south, and we maybe go further south on under 161? I don't know. It is, because of the small deviation that we have, it's just very hard to split.
Yeah. I know that including, because of the density, including that portion south of 161,
That'll take us over the
it'll
top.
take us way over, yep. That's going to be at least 8,000, probably 8,000 souls in that quadrant north of Morse Road, so.
Should we see what the numbers look like using that dividing line?
Which one?
Was that Cooper Road you said? What was that?
London Woods Boulevard north to the freeway, basically.
Yep.
And you ended up with 99,727.
And that's the north of Blendon Woods Boulevard.
Yes.
Yep.
So do we want to add that to District 7?
Let's go ahead and start there, and then we can revisit it, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And then also went a little further north to Schrock Road.
Include that as well.
I think so.
Just do the square, yeah.
Yep.
What's the dividing line? Once we go north of 270, what's the dividing line west? What's that north-south dividing line?
That's still Cleveland,
You mean,
right here?
No, now that we've brought it over here,
Oh,
is there a clear delineation?
Well, everything east of
Contiguity.
that is not City of
West
Columbus.
of
yeah, it's contiguity.
That's
Okay.
right. That is mostly within the boundaries, or what we call our service area, the Northland Community Council.
Got it. And our total now?
$99,725.
Can we see down below a little bit, like south from where we are, or zoom out a little bit maybe? Okay, thank you.
Did we try to get 2,000 on the south side?
Yeah, so I took it, so where are we at? The Blendon Woods portion. So if you kept coming down along Cooper Park, is that Cooper Road? No, it's a waterway of some sort. There's like a stream that's going along the eastern side of Cooper Park. And I just took it all the way over to the edge of the, okay, I'm sorry, can we zoom back in?
I think it's Big Walnut, I think.
Yes, I followed that, that squiggly river, blue down to,
Is that 161
wait, which district are we at? No.
right here?
Okay, no, I'm sorry, that is as far as south as I went. I'm trying to see where I got the, because I'm at, for that district, I'm at 100,073, so I'm trying to see where I got the extra people to add. Okay, so if you see Cooper Park, if you zoom in, there's a couple census blocks just northwest of it. I added those. Those ones to District 7. That was a few people.
Should I go ahead and add those?
Yep.
Yep.
Not that last one. Oh,
Okay.
actually, no, that's fine.
Okay.
Neither here nor there.
That
And
gets
then-
you to 1,071,
That was it.
Okay.
Okay,
or I'm sorry, 100,071, excuse me.
It's close enough
and
for
that
me.
makes sense. That's a fairly dense apartment community, so that's where a lot of that population came from. Yep,
Shall I lock that district for now?
yes.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm breaking this. All right, do we continue? Do we want to continue around, or do we need to stay in the quadrant but inside further of 270?
I have no strong opinion either way.
I'll zoom out so you all can kind of get an idea of where you're at.
Did either of you put together that southeast and far east? Or have any?
Yeah, I like my southeast side.
So that's like 39 and 60. Because that's pretty close to 101, just those two together, right?
Yeah, I had far east and southeast together with just a little bit of the mid-east.
Should we go there?
Sure.
Okay.
So far east and southeast, what district number?
For what does she have it as? District?
Commissioner Saraswella called it District 2. Yes?
Yes, yes,
District 2.
that's fine.
Those two together get you 99,367.
What if we added airport to that? Get us a whole 101 other people?
Far east and southeast together should only be 85,000.
33,
That's 40,000 plus.
33 and 49.
40,000 plus 60,000, roughly, 100,000.
I'm sorry, I was.
Are we looking at the
I was
total
looking at
pop or the
Mideast
sum
instead of-
pop?
You're right.
Mm-hmm.
Never mind. Never mind.
All right.
Okay.
And you wanted to add airport, you said?
We don't have to. Airport's 100 that we can play with at any time that it would make sense to connect it with the community. Just knowing that it's 100. It's a 100.
I know Commissioner Foss mentioned that she added a little bit of the Mideast.
Yeah, I'm good with both of those things, though. Adding the airport for consistency, and then a little portion of the Mideast, and I can show you where.
Okay, take me away.
It is literally the southeasternmost portion of the Mideast. So if you identify the Mideast, there's like a little tail that's hanging off by itself. That part.
This right here?
Yeah, that little funny part. I bunched it with District 2.
This one?
No,
Okay.
no. So if you zoom in at that part, where'd you go?
Oh, right here.
So the part that's below 270, not above.
Okay. Is that correct, Commissioner?
Yeah.
That gets you to 100,637. So almost perfect.
Perfect.
Good for me.
Okay, I'll lock that one as well.
Perfect.
Go for it.
4 districts out of 9. Do we go west?
Or south?
South from southeast? South from where?
I think if we're at the farthest south and do that bottom one, and we just kind of keep leaving the center and we get back to that. but
Okay.
It might be easy to bunch.
Yep.
So we're going to the far south?
Sounds like it.
Okay. Big chunk of land with 31,000.
Oh yeah, I had to toss my south. Yeah, it didn't work, so I had to. So let's see if we are identifying, we're looking at population.
Yep. And what area did you say again?
We're talking about the furthest.
This piece right here?
Far south.
Down by Lockbourne?
Yeah, far
Yep.
south.
Yeah, so starting there.
And what district?
Call it District 4 if we're going to stick with Commissioner Sarazuela's designations.
So District 4 has like 31,361 with just that far south.
Add in the south side community, which should be just above it, I think.
And assign that to District 4?
Assign that to District 4, yes. Thank you. See, you tweaked
That
a
takes
little
you up
bit.
to 59,
Livingston Avenue corridor,
218.
We got- We got all 13 and a half in the southwest. That piece that connects right to the top. Yep,
Would you like to assign that to District 4?
yep.
Which one, southwest?
Yep, so it's far south, south side, and southwest.
Okay.
And that's at 72,877.
I think conversation around Franklinton connecting here or not?
So in the map that I drew, I worked its way into downtown and into Franklinton, but I think could be, again, the conversation is how we look at downtown and, with the South Side District, does it make sense to go north? Does it make sense to go further east into the Mideast area? I don't know.
Yeah, I keep running into the same challenges with Franklinton, Milo Grogan, near East Side, and Livingston Avenue, because like they still have, I feel like, the feel of their sides of town, but they are very much downtown neighborhoods. And so I kind of I've been having a challenge with how to bunch them. And so it sounded like, from what we've heard from people in Franklinton, they want it to remain with West Side folks. Is that what we do? I don't know. But same with, I know the Near East Side feels more like the East Side. I live on the Near East Side. Feels more like the East Side than it does downtown, but it is much more downtown than the east side. So some of those, we're just gonna have to take it. And maybe that's one of the things we look at differently on the different maps, is that maybe on one version, they're all downtown, on the other version, they're in their respective quadrants. That didn't help right now, I'm sorry.
No, but no, these are,
it does
these are
help.
the
It
big
does
questions
help.
that we have to consider.
Yeah.
So what number are we up to?
I believe it's 72. Yeah, 72,877.
I'd say let's try to add Franklinton and see what, well, that's only what, 9,000?
Yeah.
Brewery District is right here. You said Franklinton?
Yeah.
I mean, what if we looked at the Mideast, south of Livingston?
I think that makes more sense. I think you're right.
So adding basically from here down.
Yeah, to District 4, but I wouldn't have, not Franklinton.
Not Franklinton.
Okay,
Yep.
so you want to undo that.
Undo the last one, yeah.
You see Franklinton with downtown probably of some sort, some combo. I'm with you.
Yep.
That makes sense.
And so, I don't know, that's refugee. I think this is Livingston right here. Yeah.
It might be still too high. Or rather, it might have added too many. Ooh, that's close. The way I'm looking at it with that addition, I just suggested we're over by about 1,000.
It's not bad.
It's not bad.
We'll come back.
Yeah.
No.
Or try to, if we can, before we leave, I would like to cut it
Yeah.
and then walk it.
But I mean, we'll put it in and come back and
That's what
have
I'm
a
saying.
clearer line. Yep.
Because the way that we're drawing these, it's going to be hard to come back. So even if we just like identified a little bit, hold on, I'm trying to find it. I'm trying to find it.
So can we, see population? Oop, we're a little,
Yeah, that's over by roughly like 1,100-ish or 1,200.
Okay, I found it. There's a little portion on the top. So, okay, so we're looking at the northeast part of this new area that we just created. Okay, so there is so if you zoom back in, we're 2 and 4. Are we in 4? Yeah. It's already not in there. Okay, hold on, I gotta see where I'm different. Okay, continue, I'm sorry. What is the number that you have?
For the districts currently? For
District
District 2, or I'm sorry, District 4, 102,823.
Okay, so the district I'm working on, same area, I just called a different number. I'm only under by 200 people?
So where did you
That's
add
what
or
I'm
not
trying
add?
to see.
Do you have like,
So everything south of Livingston, like we talked about. The area east of Hamilton Road is not part of this. Okay, District 5. So yeah, it took Hamilton, Livingston, it follows the line that we just created. Down, yeah, I don't know where it's different, sorry.
Is it somewhere in here? Do you have all of this?
Yep, that's all part of the district, because I just identified the ones on that side. and
Is it
clicked them
something in here?
I don't have any of Livingston Park. Maybe that's what it is. I have that in a, yeah, that's, I think that must be what it is. That little portion
Is downtown.
there, that's part of Livingston Avenue. I don't have any of that in District 4.
This piece right here? Mm-hmm. So you want to take it back out?
So if you were to just select the Livingston area commission and deassign it, that would, you think that would do it?
That should give us the number.
Okay, so would
What
you
we'll
like me to
see, I
mark that
guess.
unassigned and see, or start taking out of it and see what happens?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm gonna try to use a block and see if I can do that a little easier.
Uh-oh.
I don't know why I get freaked out when it happens because I can always redo it, but it's so scary. Okay. So this goes all the way up regardless, but this is a whole block.
Yeah, exactly.
So do you want that block in or out?
Yeah,
I will keep the block together.
Okay.
that happened to us before.
This is also a block from here up here. Keep
Yeah,
that in.
either way, whichever way you want to put it.
Yep. All right,
Okay.
let's
Where
see
we
that
are.
number.
Yeah,
That gets you to 100,271.
Perfect.
lock that,
Yep.
That's
Okay.
District 4?
yeah.
So we got 1, 3, 8, and 9 now.
You guys are doing great.
Without pizza.
I know. Pizza's quite persuasive though.
Getting to the challenging.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think we're
We can finish the south, though.
picking the low-hanging fruit so far, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so based on what we got, where do we want to go? Do you want to take care of the northeast, or are we trying to go into the center?
I'm looking. I say we got to hit the center and start going up so we know. Because we did that outside in before and then had to go back out. And
Okay.
so let's look at Franklinton downtown and build from there.
Sounds good.
So Franklinton, Dublin Road corridor, downtown.
You want to put those in a district?
Yes.
Can you tell me what district number? I know you guys have been using Commissioner Sarazola's numbers.
Commissioner, do you have a number for the one that includes your downtown district?
Well, it was my 4, so we can
Oh,
do a new one. Maybe 9, I don't know, or 5.
We already used 5. We have 4, 5, 6, 7, and 2 that we've used.
At this point, it doesn't matter, so.
Okay.
let's go with 1.
Okay. And you want Franklinton Dublin Road corridor. And what was the last one?
Downtown?
Okay.
This might actually.
Is it Dublin Road corridor or Harmon Road corridor?
Maybe both, actually, not to be funny.
You said,
Dublin for sure,
uh-huh.
and Harmon should go with
Okay.
that. With that.
And there's a brewery district underneath there as well, in German Village.
I was saying brewery and German Village. We're also in the downtown for this.
No
purpose.
opposition?
Okay.
Heck, Wolf Park too?
Yep. That takes care of this south center.
And you said German Village as well?
Mm-hmm.
And then, what was the last one that you said? I think Chair Moore mentioned it.
Wolf Park?
Wolf Park,
Yeah.
thank you.
What's our number looking like?
Where is Wolf Park at?
It's right next to the Near East. Oh, we have a
Right before
challenge
Bexley.
Brewing. We need to deal with East Columbus before we get too far north.
I'm sorry, I'm not seeing that other one.
So right where you are, go to your right, and there, click, and then down. Which one is that? No, down,
That it?
down. That's Near East there. If you go to your right, yep. So that one is part of this district. But then the one right to the right of this.
Is Wolf Park?
No, there's it's before you get to Bexley. It's still connected. If you
Right
just
on
click
Broad,
somewhere
right
right
there.
around there, there's another just
Yep.
north.
Wolf Park, there it is.
Yep.
And then you said also add Near East.
The Near East to the downtown. What we just did though also is that the east side is not in anything. And Mid-East, I'm sorry, the remaining of the Mid-East is not in anything, and we locked the areas around it.
Did
And
we?
it's not connected to what we're doing right now.
Right.
Got you.
Also,
So we made the 54,000 of Mideast and Island.
Some of them, yeah. And then,
Livingston Avenue is also underneath here, and it's not added to either of those.
I would say that would be downtown, right?
What was that?
Livingston Avenue.
Livingston Avenue
Yes,
corridor.
we've had that talk, yeah. So would we connect, Commissioner Frost, Mideast to East Columbus,
Where is East Columbus?
to Airport?
Oh, we could. I mean, we always knew that Bexley and Whitehall were going to be a challenge
Yep.
for that part of town. It's more similar to a to the Near East or that part right below. Right now, it's split. It looks like, isn't it? It's
What?
split in half.
Which one?
The Mideast, because I have part of the Mideastern district.
Yeah, we've
Below that.
already cut into Mideast.
Yeah.
But we could take the remaining part of that for another district and have East Columbus Airport and some of Northeast.
And actually, there's going to have to be a district that comes from North Central in the center. So maybe that gets connected there. Like if the airport, North Central, Mideast, and something became another little area over there, maybe? Because we haven't touched that part of the center.
I don't see North, oh, okay, yeah. Yes, I think you're right.
Yeah, North Central hasn't been assigned. And
District 1 has 48,933 people.
48. Did we put Fifth by Northwest into there yet?
We
No.
did not.
We haven't gotten that far
We
north.
haven't talked about Milo Grogan, Italian Village, Victorian Village, any of those places.
We did a little earlier. Commissioner Frost was saying, you know, she struggled, but she does see that Milo would be a part of downtown. I wouldn't disagree. So I mean, for the sake of just what we're doing, maybe put Milo in this for downtown.
Should we basically just walk north until we get to the right population?
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Fort Hayes, did you guys want that included?
Yeah, there's nobody there, but doesn't hurt.
You said Italian Village or just Milo?
Yeah, no, add Italian Village.
Italian, Victorian, yeah, both.
Harrison West?
Yep. And then that should have brought us to 5th by Northwest.
And you said Milo
That's already somewhere else, isn't it?
Milo, yes.
and 5th by Northwest.
Yep.
Okay, that would bring you to 76,220. Above that is University District,
45, yeah,
South
that'll put us
Linden.
over.
State of Ohio, which has a
University
whopping 10
district is
people.
it.
45 would put us, 45,000 in the university district would put us over our target here.
Definitely did.
Olentangy West has 8,000.
And that's not assigned yet? Oh, okay, I had it in a different district.
Yeah, if we add Olentangy West, it'll get us up to 78.
Yep, and
Shall I add Olentangy West?
yes,
Yeah.
Okay.
And so, wait, did we add the university? We did not.
We did not.
No.
We added Olentangy West.
Let's
Okay,
see.
so I had the university in downtown, and I had Olentangy West connected to Clintonville.
Okay.
I think that's probably a better pairing.
Shall I undo?
Shall we?
Oh, it's up to discussion. I was just telling you how I had it.
So you nod,
blocked.
Commissioner Saraswella?
Yeah, we can do that. I'm trying to think, like, obviously, if we add the university district, it's too big. Let's see if, let me play with the number of, if we go up to, like, Lane Avenue.
And maybe it's just that, not just, maybe a portion of North Campus would shift with Clintonville and the Olentangy West part that we were just talking about. Because there is a part where campus, like I think it's Lane, where it starts to feel more residential and it changes versus it's not as campusy.
That
So
old
maybe
north section.
Yeah.
yep.
Yep.
If we add up to Lane, it's a little bit over.
Let me see, I'm just gonna unassign it.
But enough that we could adjust it somewhere else, is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Removing, I took off the portion of Clintonville area, of University District north of the lane, and I'm still 15,000 over with the remaining part of the University District being downtown.
Can I see where we're looking with these totals? We're looking at District 1 up there, I see that. 76,000. And then what's the piece that if we add it, we're over, Commissioner Frost?
So if we added the University District up to Lane Avenue, so the southern part up to Lane Avenue, we're still over. So I'm trying to see if there is a way that either we cheat south in the University District or we take off some of the eastern part. But that is or the western part rather, and put that with Clintonville, et cetera. But no, I don't know how you keep it intact.
So if I hear you, let's lop off the 5th by Northwest piece? No?
It has nowhere else to go.
It has
Right.
to be connected. I was saying that part of what we did in the University District West, so north of Lane is not part of this, and I'm saying that part of it west of High Street
Right.
would come out and go with Clintonville in those places.
Okay.
Now, what street where are we talking about?
Oh, we went all the way up to 5th on this one.
Here's High Street right here.
You're saying to
If we go, we could even go, nothing is a straight across east-west, so past Woodruff. I would even say like around 12th, maybe? So the part of west of High Street, north of 12th would come out of this district.
Right here.
It's not in there yet.
Not in there yet.
I'm talking about my numbers that I'm looking at from,
Gotcha.
So put in this district, east of High Street, down to downtown and up to
Lane at the top.
12th.
Oh, I'm sorry, yes.
So from here
Yeah.
Yep, down.
over.
So we'd literally be dividing like off-campus housing versus on-campus?
No,
Or
that's not what I'm trying to do.
Oh,
I'm not trying to do that. I'm just trying to figure out if there's a way that we could cut it somewhere, either north and south or east and west, or just cut out portion of it. It doesn't have to be like a clear cut north, south, east, west. And I don't want to do that kind of feel, the off versus on.
But High Street gives us a clear delineation. At least you know where your district is. It divides at High Street, just like we did at 161. So you're saying 12th Avenue down and don't go west of High Street.
And I might go up to 17th.
We could do 17th.
Yep.
So up here.
Mm-hmm.
still under.
Not enough?
Should I add these or no?
We need more, so it wouldn't hurt.
How far, you got all the way down to the southern part?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Well, you go up the lane.
What was our number?
Then go west of High Street up to, say, 5th.
That's 88,766.
Did you hear Commissioner Cabot? Maybe we
Yeah.
just,
Go
yep.
to Fifth, he said?
5th is south of where you are.
King, let make it King.
Go up to King.
Okay, all of this?
Uh-huh.
That gets you to 90,378, so still about 10,000 shy.
I'm just 3,000 over. Okay.
Can you zoom out just for a moment?
We're at King. On the south, what is that?
Further?
No, I think that helped me.
And did you have 5th by Northwest in there?
Yes, Commissioner.
It is?
So using the same logic, what if we were to take the portion of Olentangy, is it Olentangy Highlands or
Olentangy West?
Olentangy West, south of Lane Avenue? There's not a lot, I don't think there's a lot of population there, but
Well, it makes sense. Just up to the top of the purple.
yeah.
Just take that line.
Basically, just take everything south of Lane Avenue,
Mm-hmm.
all the way to the east.
Oh, okay.
See, that's going to give you big numbers because of the dormitories.
Yeah, I had, so without that district in there and still just like playing within University District, I'm at 104.
What do you think is the thing that we're missing?
Well, I didn't put that district in at all. And I had added University District and then I started cheating back down
Yeah.
instead of cheating up into it. So I'm not sure where the difference is.
This is 113,000, so
Okay.
that's obviously a little bit too much.
I've led you astray.
No. So like 5th by Northwest was downtown. And then when we're talking about University District right now, I'm looking at, I tried to follow, so 12th and 17th are my northern borders. And with High Street being where it jutted down, and so I was coming back down west or east of High Street to make 12th the northern boundary of the downtown area. That doesn't mean that that's going to work like I wanted to or be exactly right, but that's where I was at. And then if I just,
You said 12?
yeah.
This is Kennier. I see 11th. I don't know where 12th is at.
So, it's not a major. So if you go to the 17th and you just kind of shoot down, where are you at?
This is west, though. So are you talking about east?
I'm on the eastern side of the district.
Oh, so you're over here. I know where
So
that's
if you're
This is
looking at
12th right here.
17th, yeah, that's where I'm at. I'm using 12th, and I made it, it doesn't cut straight around, but I use the census blocks to get from edge to edge, using 12th as the northern boundary, and now I'm under by 2,000. So in there somewhere between 12th and 17th is the magic.
Let's hit it.
And you're above 17th. You went all the way to Lane. They went all the way to Lane. Or you all went all the way to Lane.
And I did not. I cut it back down because it was too many people.
Yep.
And so it looks like if we try, we can use part of 17th, and then you're on campus proper. So if we went maybe south of Annie and John Glenn,
So anything north of that would be taken out of the district?
right?
Okay. Are we interested in trying that?
Sure.
This is a whole census block. Some of these are like longer ones, so should we just keep going this way? Or how do you want to proceed?
So start, like if you want to start at Woodruff, and so take everything north of Woodruff out, and then keep coming down. The census blocks, we just have to work around now.
And then all the way down. This cuts a little below. Do you want to in or out?
Out,
Okay.
all the way down to 12th.
Oh, all the way down to 12?
Yeah.
Okay. And that's east
Good.
of High Street?
Yeah. And you guys have the medical center, and I don't think I did, or maybe I did. I can't tell. See if we do it this way.
How does that look?
What's the number?
Yeah.
97,802.
That right. So now we just go. That's where I'm at, and so I just started adding back, and it's because it's campus housing. It is kind of dense, so I had to go block by block.
And where do you want to start the blocks?
On the east side of the purple here or the west side?
Can you zoom out just a hair for me? Okay, so I'm just trying to make sure that we went the same. Okay. That that part that is, yeah, where your cursor just went a little further to your left. I don't have any of that part in. No,
Left or right?
to your left.
Okay, so this way.
Yeah, that northern part of the pink, I don't have that in this district.
It's very dense right there at the corner of Lane and High, just an FYI.
I had it, that part of it, I had in a different district. And so that's going to change the number pretty much.
We need 3,000.
No, I was removing, I'm just saying the difference. So our numbers, like, yes, they may be similar, but they're not the same because
Right.
we're not looking at the same portion.
But right now, our situation is we need 3,000, right?
So maybe go Woody Hayes to High Street, that little chunk, which is,
Is it this area, Commissioner Saraswala?
Yeah, yep.
So you want to start by block?
Yeah, I just know that that corner, High and Lane is very dense.
Yeah, let's see where we are there.
97,802.
Okay.
That's 100, 120.
Perfect.
So what's that final street then?
What street?
What street was that?
The one that we cut up to? What-
That is 14th.
Basically, everything south of 14th, east of High Street, and everything south of Woodruff, west of High Street. Is that
Yep.
right?
Yep.
Okay.
And that number was what? 101?
100, 120,
101,
100,
120.
120.
100, 120, yep.
Should I lock?
Oh, 100, thank you.
I would say yes.
Let's lock it. We have 3, 8, and 9 to go. So should we call the Clintonville area 3?
Uh-oh.
What do you mean?
Can we save it as a new plan, I guess?
No, it should be saving because it saved the last time, so I'm gonna,
Yeah. Does somebody else open this plan somehow? Maybe
I
take it,
shouldn't be able to.
yeah, okay. That's not good.
Can you all see what I'm doing up here, or does it not show up in here?
Sorry?
Can you all see what I'm doing up here? Like, can you open my plan? I know you can't make edits yet, but can you see it in your shared plans?
So if I try to open a shared plan,
The reason why I'm asking is because you'll be able to see when it was last saved by, so I just want to make sure that it's saving.
see, under shared plans, the only thing I see are the ones that are allocated to each of the commissioners. I'm not seeing anything for you under shared plan.
Excuse me.
I think we're good. I'm just going to exit the other one and hit save. I don't know how to save for it before. all is well. Sorry about that.
So we're saved, we're just saved under a different name now?
Yeah, I just resaved it because they've recovered the plan, but I don't know why it took me out of it. So sometimes technology is weird, but we are saved.
So next, should we look at Mideast area?
I think we have to, or we'll lock ourselves out, right?
Probably.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So the Mideast community by itself is 49,000. And change.
Mm-hmm. And the only thing it can connect to,
Mideast is 54,000.
Yeah, 54.
I'm sorry, yes, you're right. It was 49, now it's 54, almost 55.
54, and it can only connect to either the airport or East Columbus to the north. And if it connects to East Columbus or the airport, then it has parts of Northeast in play.
That Mideast is less similar to the Northeast than it is to anything around it. Like it's, when I was looking at it, I had portions of the Mideast with the Southeast, like what we have as, I guess that's District 4, I can't really see that number. Yeah.
Yeah, in the Browns District 4.
And there were some questions about pulling like the Northeast all the way through the middle / to the south. Based on how we block things, we have not really given ourselves a lot of options as far as the culture of the place.
Yeah.
So that's just what I have to say.
I do see parts of Northeast being like the Mideast, though. No?
The Northeast, I do not. When you say Northeast, what are you meaning?
So I'm thinking of like Sunbury, Agler.
Yeah, I would not put those things together. The people may be similar, but maybe it's like a Northland phenomena, where it's a large area of space where there are a lot similarities across the space, but geographically they're even culturally, I don't think it's the same.
Commissioner Frost, do you feel like it makes sense to go up into Linden?
Honestly, I don't. I think it makes, I know it's hard because of the number of people, but like maybe we have to go to the Northeast and then come back this way. I don't know, but
Can I share what I see being similar between the two? I think the Northeast is an area of underdevelopment that often goes to and relies on Gahanna for resources. And I feel like the Mideast does the same with both Bexley and Whitehall. So they're underdeveloped areas of the city that depend on their suburban neighbor for commerce. And I think that connecting them might help to create contiguity, and I don't know.
I mean, that what you said, that would do that, but I don't think that's a reason to connect them, because we could say that about other parts of town where there's an underdeveloped part next to a suburb that may be more developed, and we're not stringing them together.
Well, what I'm saying is, during the listening sessions, we heard in each of these areas, people saying that, sadly, I have to go to another city to spend money, go grocery shopping. I'd much rather do those things in Columbus. And so I see them as, for lack of better terms, under-resourced, underdeveloped areas that are looking to become more autonomous, and seeing that level of similarity in them. I would say the same, like as we look at housing stock, I'd say other than East Columbus, I'd say Mideast and Northeast probably have many of the same types of housing stock, many of the same types of roads. I don't know. Combination of almost a rural feel and an urban feel within the same district in both of those?
Definitely not rural. But what-
Northeast, I'm saying, no sidewalks, deep woods, thick woods.
and that's not the Mideast, is what I'm saying. And when I guess, what I was saying, or am saying, is that the Mideast is more in common with the Far East, the Southeast, and the East Side than it does the Northeast. Like, the Mideast has more to do with Far East and the Southeast than it does the Northeast, is what I'm saying. That's just how I feel about it. They're just, for expediency, let's see how everybody feels and we can keep moving, but.
Do it.
Yes, so we split the Mideast at Livingston, is that right?
Mm-hmm.
And put part of it in District 4, and it sounds like you're suggesting the whole Mideast area should be included in District 4, or at least that's one approach?
Yeah, that is one approach.
Okay.
Like, when we're talking about the differences between North of Broad and South of Broad, it's pretty different.
Yes.
And the Mideast is South of Broad.
So if we add all the Mideast to District 4, we'll need to lose some population somewhere else. Maybe by bringing District 1 further south.
Bring District 1 further south.
I don't know if the South Side wants to be in the downtown.
Yeah. Can we get a guesstimate on the population that's contained within that unassigned area north of Livingston that's part of Mideast? I'm not sure the best way to do that.
No, you can just assign that entire area to something and we can get a number.
Yeah, that's true.
So no, just click keep assigned. Keep unassigned up there, and then you can click on the Columbus community and it'll automatically put all the unassigned things into whatever district.
Can you say that again? Because I couldn't really hear you.
So if you click on the the Mideast Columbus community,
Okay.
select it. Or just click on it on the map, yep. And then, unassigned, and then just, you can throw it in a district, and it'll put all the unassigned portion into a district.
You said the unassigned portion, then assign it to another district, correct?
The unassigned portion of the Mideast, because that's what we're trying to get, right?
It looks like it's like 29,000 people. What I did was I saw what the unassigned number was, and then I unassigned the entire district and found the difference. And it's 28,959.
So 29,000 or so are going from Mideast to,
If we
The
were
far
to do
south?
that, if we were to do that.
into the far south?
That's the portion that was unassigned, that was the question. I don't know where we're gonna put it. They're all at exactly where we were trying to get them. So the easiest thing is if it goes to District 4 and we keep District 2 locked, then we don't, because that's landlocked, then we would just have to swing back in. But that's the path of most resistance, so.
Of most or least?
Well, I guess least, but kind of most, because we're gonna have to go through Districts 1 and 4 to rebalance.
Which isn't that awful. Let's do it now, so we don't have to do it later.
So assign all of Mideast to District 4.
Yep.
And that takes District 4 to 126,421.
For now, yep.
And then you mentioned doing something else with District 2, I thought I heard in conversation.
I was saying leave 2 alone.
Oh, leave 2 alone. Okay. And so you're going to leave this one as a,
So really, the only place that District 1 on this map can lose population is either by giving it to District, I'm sorry, it's District 4, I guess, yeah. The only place that we can remove population from District 4 is by assigning it to District 1 or District 5, if we don't do anything with District 2.
Yeah.
And District 5 is perfect.
And District 5 is perfect, yes.
one just potential option, just for purposes of thought, is thinking about if you want to like utilize District 1 and taking District 1 further down and then cutting District 1 from the north. I don't know what that looks like for you, but that's like another.
What's the northern border of District 1 right now?
I believe it's Lane Avenue and, or wait,
Okay.
no. It's Woody Hayes.
Okay, and then what's the south border?
Green Lawn.
Green Lawn?
You said that went from where to Greenlawn?
Woody Hayes to
Woody
Green
Hayes.
Lawn.
Oh, wow. I feel like the trick is brewery is so different than German Village, or feels different to me than German Village. It's the same because they're right next to each other, but there's like less people and it's not people. It doesn't seem like it's developing anymore. But German Village, we're saying, has to stay downtown. Well, I guess that's the question. Does the south side, does part of the south side go? Somebody said Marion Village should be with German Village, which does pull that a little further south. But that doesn't help it so much. If we did everything, or I'm sorry, not, the part of District 4 that's north of Whittier or Phoebus into District 1, it's kind of dense.
Into downtown?
So that would just grab the Marion Village portion if we went to,
So is that going this way?
let's just go on south.
Oh, keep going
Oh,
south.
actually, yes, to a degree, yeah. So, Nye, can you zoom in to that portion, yeah?
Pull all that into one?
Yeah, so right now, if
Do
we
that.
could cleanly do Thurman, that would do it, and then Whittier is,
And we did that before, yep.
I think we did do that before.
Let's do it.
Sorry.
If Naya's software works with us.
I gotta unlock things. We have everything locked up around here. Let's see. Are we stopping at Deschler Park?
We said to Thurman, right?
Thurman is the southern boundary, so how far,
That's safe.
Oh, how far east?
Can you
Yeah.
pull up the numbers? I mean, while we're doing this?
before I do that?
Yes.
Yeah, just let's,
So we're down to 106.
District 4 is at 119,000, District 1 is at 106,000.
Yeah, it's gonna have to balloon to clear 4.
Can you zoom out so I can see where else we might pinch from for?
Did you guys still want that piece taken in?
What do you think,
Which piece?
Frost?
Wait,
That, right where her?
Right here.
Yeah.
what streets are those? I would say, yeah, continue it over along Whittier, for sure, and then because that's what she was asking about, Deschler Park.
Yep. Let's get it.
What is that, north-south?
And then this goes further south. That street is,
Phoebus.
no, East Deschler.
I was thinking, what is our
There's
I mean-
Thurman right here.
We're still trying to get like 16,000 out of 4. Is that correct? So if we went to Freebus, because we're going to have to pull it from the other side of District 1.
Freebie south of
We're
Thurman,
Yeah,
18,000.
yeah. So
let's do it.
that next major street is
Freebus,
Freebus.
right
Yeah.
here.
Let's do it.
So you want to go all the way down? How far over? Still this?
Same east border.
Okay.
At the railroad. Yeah.
That is Norfolk Southern. That's correct.
Yeah.
And Frank Road is kind of
Depending
over
on
there.
depending on how we go, we might go all the way to the highway. But let's see what happens.
And should I go over, I guess, west of Freebus or?
I'd stay no further west than High Street.
Okay. And this is High Street right here.
I would then go to the river
River?
for because there's nobody over there. But
Okay. So that takes District 4 to 111,000. You still have 10,000 to
Yep,
go.
yep. And we'll shave off of it somewhere.
if we go any further south, that is very different. It's not. It's definitely not downtown. If we're considering this a downtown.
What if we, I don't know how much it is, the area north of Broad in District 4. So just the top portion of the Mideast. We'd shave off and put in a different district.
Which part?
Which piece?
The
Commissioner
area
said?
north of Broad in the Mideast.
Is that right now District 4? Or
Yeah.
is that still Mideast?
That's, I mean, it's part of District 4 in the Mideast.
Okay.
So this area,
Yeah.
take it and make it what?
So, I mean, it would be whatever, I don't know, District
So just
5.
make it
when it-
unassigned for right now?
Yeah, unassigned.
Is that the airport?
That takes District 4 to 107,986.
Right now, is Maloney Park in what we're calling District 1?
Where is Maloney Park?
That's basically Joyce and 11th.
And you're asking if it's part of which district?
1.
Choice and 11. That's on the northern part of that district.
So that it's like right on the right of the North Central District, right on the east side of the North Central
Be
neighborhood.
north of where you're at. Keep going a little north. No, it's not assigned. Or, you're too far. And then-
Maloney Park is not, it's right here.
Yeah.
The reason I ask, because I see North Central, East Columbus, and Northeast in this section where they all converge. That's where I'm seeing that similarity that I'm talking about. And I'm not sure how far north we could go with it.
North Central, East Columbus.
North Central, Northeast Columbus, and East Columbus. So this is like what my screen looks like right now. So you got that piece of Northeast, North Central, all of East, and then Northeast, and then starting to go north.
I mean, okay, but that, not the Mideast. That's what you're trying to add the Mideast to?
Not necessarily. We already took the piece of Northeast, Mideast that we would.
Right. Oh, no, when you said that's where I see the similarity, I thought you were trying to go back to the previous conversation.
To see how far up we can begin going north now. Bless you. With North Central, North Linden, Northland, Northeast.
I can see North Central, North Linden, South Linden, definitely.
State of Ohio, maybe.
Yep, to where we drew the university or cut the university. I guess that's yeah, 71. And then what are you saying is the northern? How
That's
far
where I'm
north would you
saying,
go?
that's where I'm saying we would have to keep looking at how far north we could go and not really lose integrity or continuity.
Have we dealt with Rocky Fork? Black?
No.
Today,
Yeah.
we haven't.
Do you want to
This
just
might be where we have to start that conversation,
Yep.
because it can't
work
be
our
landlocked.
way? Yeah.
Yep.
So let's start then from there. Let's go to the top part of Rocky Fork.
So we're moving on from District 1 and 4 and trying to,
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, for now.
okay.
And so Rocky Fork, oh, what's the population here? I don't see it.
All right, so this,
46.
if we haven't already
Is it?
chosen it, District 1, it would be the number?
We
No,
have
one
utilized
already has
District
it.
1.
It would either be 3, 8, or 9.
Okay, I don't care. I was just looking at Commissioner Sayers' Williams map. So whichever one you want to call it. And then it looks like, from what I can tell, that Rocky Fork and the Northeast are the two that are entirely in that, like, connected. And then we, like, have to splice together from Northland.
So do you want me to go ahead and assign those two? Rocky Fork and Northeast?
So that's what, 46.4 plus
Okay.
27.
And it grew. Because of course it did. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
not north, but northeast. Assign to. So those two.
71.
73,998.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. We want to go ahead and
Take it into the North Linden.
Northland. Where's North Linden from here?
North Linden is the western border of Northeast. So the western side of Northeast is the eastern part of North Linden.
So 71's here. This is Clintonville, I think, and this would be North Linden. Is that right?
Are we I'm just asking for methodology. Are we trying to keep North and South Linden together? I'm just asking if anybody was thinking that.
I don't think they have to be, nor are they necessarily.
No,
the same. Yeah.
because I had I had drawn a map, so I was asking if anybody had bunched them together. But, okay.
I definitely see northeast being like North Linden up in this section. And so the western border of North Linden, we used the last time was the railroad tracks. And we had debate and we played back and forth with that Cleveland Avenue thing, you know. So how far over would we take what we're calling District 3? How far west would we go with District 3 here? And I'm proposing we take it all the way over to the railroad tracks possibly.
So for context, if you add Rocky Fork, well, hold on,
Rocky Fork and Northeast is what's in there currently, Commissioner.
I'm in the wrong map.
That has its
Rocky Fork, Northeast, and North Linden, we are within target.
Yep, that's 71 plus 25, that's about target, yep.
So is North Linden considered south of Morse Road or north of Morse Road, or is it both?
It's south of Marsh Road.
It's south of
Okay.
South, I mean, I'm going by the Columbus community.
Okay, so you want me to add North Linden, the entire community?
Yep,
Okay.
Do we think North Linden belongs with Rocky Fork? I don't know.
That's 99,958.
Go ahead, it's awfully close. It's, again, Rocky Fork encompasses an awful lot of stuff. Actually, or this district we've just created.
Yeah.
It's the new Hamilton Road corridor, which is, you know, a lot of retail, a lot of multifamily, mostly new projects and developments. The Northeast Area Commission is relatively rural, as you probably know. And then North Linden's quite dense. I don't know that we have that many options, though. I think we're kind of running out of options.
and North Linden really isn't that dense. I mean, when we look at the numbers, right, 25,000?
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, I think it works,
I don't think it doesn't work, put it that way.
right.
It would not have occurred to me, but I
Right.
wouldn't say it doesn't work.
And is there a reason why we're going around North Linden instead of, or into North Linden instead of into Northland?
Well, we used the different, so instead of dividing north-south, we divide it this way. That's the only difference.
Okay.
Yep, and it was that they were adjacent, they added up to be close to 100. Yep. And now we're left with, so if that would be 3, we have 8 and 9 to create. Which
One
will,
to fix.
what's that?
And one to fix.
And 1 to fix, yep.
Way out.
2. 1 and 4 are both still over.
You said 1 is open?
1 and
Over.
4 are both still over in terms of population.
Okay.
Over its target.
Do you want to lock District 3 as it is?
I'm not opposed.
Let's just lock it, and
Yep.
then
And if we have to unlock it, we just,
I think what we'll have to do is just kind of work our way from that unassigned area of Northland, going up, like, into Clintonville, until we reach a point of our threshold.
so we have Northland, Clintonville, a large portion of Olentangy West and South Linden all still at play, right?
Yep.
Northland's at 93. So we have to figure out how and where we'll pair Northland to Clintonville. We've been using that Morse cutout.
Yep.
Can we see if the number will get us there with Northland and that cutout?
Now, a portion of Northland has already been given to District 7.
It has?
Yes,
Yes.
but if we take the.
Northland is this whole area.
Yeah, so take all of the unassigned portion of Northland and put it in a new district.
Yeah,
Okay, I believe what's available? Districts 8 and 9.
I like when I see sunlight peeking through the curtains.
yeah.
No longer.
Naya, can I show you a map cheat?
Huh?
Can I show you a map cheat to make your life easier?
Sure.
Click on Northland Community, and then click on it.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to assign it to District 8. Unassigned.
Oh, that's what
Yep.
you're saying earlier. I was like, what is she saying? Like, I heard you, but I was like, it's not making sense. Thank you. So when you do that, so that's Northland. Was there anything else that was being added?
Well, we want to add some of Clintonville, I guess, but we're not sure how much yet.
You
Yep.
have roughly 32,000, 31,000
Yep.
We have 31,000 now?
that you can add. It's
Okay.
Yeah, down by
68,880.
31,000.
Yep.
Almost 30.
Clintonville's 30,000.
Clintonville?
Yeah.
No way.
So do you want to add all of Clintonville?
Yes.
Let's see what happens.
Yeah. Bless you.
Thank you. That takes you to 98,986, so that's pretty close.
Okay.
Almost was meant to be.
You have like 600 people that you can move.
Yeah.
And we still have one more district to create?
Yep, but you
Where-
need to add 600 more people to District 8.
I'm just curious, where's the part that we still have to do?
Yeah.
So it's all of this area.
So maybe we move to that other part.
This is not this area, but like this
Yeah,
here.
it's that Olentangy West piece.
Yeah, Olentangy West, the other part of the University District, South Linden, North Central, East Columbus, Livingston, I think this is one of them. No. It's a piece up here of the Mideast.
I say we leave that unlocked, go to Olentangy West, see how much we can get, and we know we have 600 to fix there, and come back.
And you still have to fix District 1 and 4 because they both
Yeah.
are over. District 1 is over by 15,000, District 4 by about 7,000.
Yep.
And so you said make Olentangy West a district?
Yep, so that'll be 9.
You need it.
Yeah, you just assigned District 8. You want to swap.
I didn't, it's not assigned at all. I was gonna also say you have part of Olentangy West in
North by Northwest.
District 1. So you want the unassigned going to District 9? So in District 9 currently you have 6,885 people.
And that was just by adding Olentangy West?
That
What was-
last portion, because remember part of
Yep, yep.
Olentangy West is in District 1.
Yep.
Well,
So part of Olentangy West would go with Clintonville.
could go with Clintonville,
Right.
yeah.
How far down does the district?
And you still have all of this of Northwest to add to, because that's the remainder of Northwest that hasn't been added.
Yeah, for District 9 to exist, we're going to need to add a lot of people to it, and we're running out of places to get them, I think.
Mm-hmm. Yep. That's where we are.
Let's see, that's 37,000, is that right? Total population, 37,306.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but it'd only be a portion of it.
Yeah.
State of Ohio is already assigned, right? And that's nothing anyway.
10 people.
Mm-hmm. North Central. Yeah. There's no way to grow that Olentangy West without it going into either Northwest or Clintonville.
Or it needs to expand to the east.
Into the campus,
What-
Old North.
Universities.
Yes, we never,
What if Olentangy West grew into Clintonville instead of Northland? And maybe Northland went partially either into Rocky Fork, Black Lick, or Far North?
that would help address my misgivings about giving a portion of Northland to District 7,
Mm-hmm.
north of 161.
Mm-hmm.
Again, it kind of makes sense, but at the same time, I can kind of see it dividing a pretty cohesive neighborhood in two parts, so. So I think I'm okay with that suggestion, if you want to try that.
So if we did Olentangy West, and it's 8,000 folks, connected to Clintonville's 30,000 folks, that's 38. That's still not nearly as many as I thought.
Just keep in mind that you still have to connect at some point to the other portion of Northwest that's not
Yep.
been utilized at this point.
And we split it at Bethel, right?
Yep. So there's this part of Northwest and that part of Northwest that still haven't been assigned.
Show that again, which part and which part?
This part and this part. Because you went over to, I believe this is I don't know.
And actually, that makes sense. That remaining part of the Northwest connected to Olentangy West and Clintonville would make sense. Now, numbers-wise, I don't know if it gives us what we need.
Yeah.
So you want me to, the unassigned portion, to put that in District 9? Right here and here, to Olentangy West, which is District 9?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So that takes your numbers up to 25,619. And then you mentioned adding a piece of Clintonville, but where at, or the entirety of Clintonville?
The entire.
You need to change the source district.
Yeah,
to-
sorry, that's what I meant to do. So that takes you to 55,719. And District 8 is now at 68,886.
Wait, what's 8?
68,886,
So 8 still needs to grow,
Yeah.
yes.
and 1 needs to shrink.
1 needs to shrink, 4 needs to shrink, 8 needs to grow, 9 needs to grow.
How much does 1 need to shrink by?
1 needs to shrink by 15,000.
And what's our southern border of 9 right now?
The southern border of 9 Well, there's still a piece of that other district in there, but
What's
this,
that?
this, this is a part of University, the north of University.
That's not assigned yet?
It's not assigned.
How many are in that unassigned section?
I don't know.
Can we just put it in 9 and see?
Sure.
What's 9 now? Just so we can do it before and after.
9 now is 55,719.
Okay.
And you want to assign to District 9?
Yes, please.
That takes that area up to, oops. $83,464.
That would have been what, 28,000?
17,000.
17, okay. No, more than the 55 it was. Was it 17?
Oh, yeah, roughly.
Okay,
17,000 more is what's needed, is what I meant.
okay. What else is unassigned there? What's under the green? Is that unassigned?
This is unassigned.
What is that? Where is that?
That is South Linden, North Central, part of the Mid-East. I think that's it.
In District 3. What's in District 3? Which area commission or neighborhood?
District 3.
That's mostly Rocky
I think it's Rocky
Fork.
Rocky
Black
Fork,
Lake, and
North
Northeast,
Linden.
and North Linden.
Can you zoom out so I can see how far up District 3 goes?
All the way.
Northeast.
What's our number in District 3 right now?
District 3 has 99958. That's why it's locked.
And then south of it, the two pieces that are unassigned are South Linden and North Central.
Yep. And a portion of the Mid-East.
And now, District 4 is too big right now still?
Yes, it has, I think, roughly 107,000. Yep, 107,986.
And what are the northern streets of District 4?
So this is just a little south of East Main.
That's Broad
This
Street?
is Broad Street.
So that's like that whole Nelson wedge kind of like, or that, like if you're going to Dodge Park?
Sure.
And that doesn't touch North Central, does it?
It could, I believe. So if I believe this is North Central right here.
Yeah.
But you would have to go all the way up. Because this is that upper piece of the Mid-East.
But that wouldn't get us the numbers we need, would it?
No, because this still needs to come down.
That's what I'm saying. If we connected North Central to that, it's not getting us any closer to a goal.
Oh, no, it would have to go to somewhere else.
So if South Linden, North Central, and then that piece of District 4 were to touch, it doesn't help solve any problem.
Here are the numbers.
One's got to shrink.
One's
Four's
got to
gotta
shrink,
shrink.
four's got to shrink, eight's got to improve, nine's got to improve.
All right. Can I see that map again? One's
Sure.
got to shrink, four's got to shrink. One's got to shrink, four's got to shrink. So do 1 and 4 shrink enough
have like 22,000 between the two of them that needs to go away.
And we only have 22,000 to play with right there with the two unassigned districts, right? Unassigned numbers right now are 28,000?
Unassigned is 27,869, so yeah, 28,000.
So unassigned is 28,
But district,
and the shrinkage is how much? 15,
it's 22,000.
7, huh?
22,000.
22 in shrinkage.
So you need to add to 8 and 9. Roughly 30,000 to 8 and 17,000 to 9. But 8 is cut off because 3 is going all the way in here.
What's the southern part of 8 on the west side of 8?
That's Morse Road. Right
That's
here.
Morse? Over on this side, what is it?
Oh, Western.
Is that
right.
Oakland Park?
Ferris Road is right here. And this is Cook Road. Or Cook Road.
So 8, we could turn that part down and bring it all the way down into South Linden, North Central, right? In theory. That's what's below it, right? South Linden?
Yeah, this is South Linden.
Zoom out so I can see the south part, the unassigned part. So that's South Linden, North Central. That could push down into 4. So it would be North Central, South Linden, and then that part that goes from Nelson Road back to Dodge Park. And 8 needs to grow, right?
8 needs to grow and 9 needs to grow. 8 has more growth that's needed because it needs about 32,000 people.
I'd love to make the green part of 3, 8, and then connect North Central.
This part?
Uh-huh.
Then you'll be taking away from 8, which is at 99,000. So you're still you'll have to add to 3. If you take from that, you have to add back to 3.
Let me see the map. What are you saying? 3 is perfect, and we would mess it up, right? Let me see.
Yeah, 3 has almost 100,000 people, 99,958. So if you take from 3,
Got you.
you're going to have to add to 3
Got you.
from somewhere else.
How else do we put those, how else do we put North Central into play? There's no way to put North Central and South Linden into play without activating parts of 3. So let's try it.
What would you like to try?
Take District 8 down so that we can connect
All
that
of
part of,
this?
yep.
So, okay. I think I gotta unlock that.
And then connect that, yep, South Linden and North Central into there.
That takes 8 to 115,000.
Okay, and now 3 needs some numbers.
Yes.
And so let's see where we can maybe take from 8 and give back to 3.
3 is now down to 73,000.
Yep.
998, so 74,000 essentially.
So where can 8 give back to 3? Can I see all of 8? That blue line that runs north-south?
This one?
Yep. Could we get that part of 8 back into 3 right there?
So you want to put all of North Central into 3?
North of it.
Oh. Can you say that again?
North of the blue line, yeah,
This
that
up here?
part.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's Maplewood. That's all, whatchamacallit? Forest Park. Huh? Oh, that's 3 and 8? Oh, no, I see why. So Northland is 3.
This, you want all of this in 3 as well?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, really just that little enclave to start, yeah. Uh-oh. Thank you, Nine. It's Morse Road. That makes sense.
That's Cleveland Avenue.
Cleveland Avenue, Morse Road.
That takes 8 to 91,546, and it takes 3 to 97,559. So still a little bit of room
8
for,
still got to grow, and
Yeah.
3's got to grow just a little.
right.
8's got to grow, 3's got to grow a little. So 8's got room to grow where? Can we zoom out so we can see where it might be able to grow? 1's got to get smaller,
And 4.
and 3's got to get bigger.
8 and 9 still have to grow. 8, 9, 3.
And 1's got to get smaller. 8, 9, and 3 got to get bigger.
Yep.
And one's gotta get smaller. So let's see
And
that.
4 has to get smaller.
So 1, so 8.
Can we look, by the way, actually, if you could just unhide the unassigned, it should make them bright red, and that should be easy to see. Yeah.
Excuse me.
Okay, those are areas we have yet to add anywhere, to any district.
So we should put that State of Ohio in District 8 or 9. It doesn't matter because it's not going to be people. And then
East Columbus has yet to be assigned. It's roughly 3,000-ish people.
let's put that in 8.
And you still have this little piece of east at the top.
What is that one called? East Columbus still?
No, that's Mid-East.
I'm going to defer. Commissioner Frost, where should we put that piece of east?
Is that where your cursor is, that we're talking about, or that little part right above it?
Yep, yep. What's the number for 2 right now?
2's locked and perfect.
Okay. 4,
It's
4 is too big.
What's,
Put them both in 8?
you can. I mean, for where it's at in the world, it looks like it would go with 4. Thinking again about the north versus south of Broad, but it could just, it can go to 8, that's fine. That's a funny district.
Okay, at the top.
Let's put that in 8.
Doesn't matter.
Okay.
Just that little piece. Yeah.
And then there's this piece, which is State of Ohio.
Give it to 9. I don't know. So then we have those other 2 little unassigned that would have to go to 6 or 6. That's got to go to 6, that one. Did that make a big difference?
We will see in one moment.
Yeah. I don't think it changed at all.
Not much.
That's crazy. So we got a shrink 4, still got to grow 8, 9, and 3, right?
And you gotta shrink 1.
Shrink 1, 4, and grow 3, 8, and 9? Can we bring 9 south? What's the southern border of 9?
It's the University District.
That's Woody Hayes, right?
Yeah, I think that's the only way.
So
Well,
we bring,
Talked about earlier discussing cutting down and just inchworming.
yep.
So where do you want to go to?
From Woody Hayes, 3 blocks south.
I say maybe go to Is that too far?
What was that?
What
Go
was
all
that?
the way to King? Is that too far?
Try it.
King is down here, yeah? Okay.
Right, yep, that'll include all the University Hospital, Wexner.
All the way across?
Yeah.
Stop here or keep going?
What's the number look like?
Yeah, it's a number.
108.
Oh, not too far.
So District 7 is now at 100,000. So, wait, sorry,
And
not
that's
that
still
one.
locked, right?
We were looking at, what was that, 4? District 4 is at 107,000.
Do we want to lock 6?
And District 1 is now under 10,000. So yes to locking 6?
Yes, please.
Okay.
So we got to grow 1,
And decrease 4.
1, 3.
And decrease 9.
1, 3, grow, decrease 9. 1 and 3, grow, decrease 9. Okay.
And you still need to increase 3.
1 and 3 have to grow, and we decrease 9, right?
1 and 3 have to grow, and you have to decrease 4 and 9, and 8 also needs to grow.
Well, we can only really grow into 1 by going into 9, right?
And 4.
And 4.
I think there's like a 7,000-ish difference between the two of those.
So we gotta grow 1?
Oh, well. Could you scroll down to German Village? Well,
You
I
said
mean,
down
to
or
the
up?
south, the southernmost border.
This is Freebus.
Can you zoom out a little bit? And we need to cut how much from District 4?
I believe 7,000. Yep, roughly 7,000. It's 107,986. So like almost 8.
And we gotta grow 1 by 10? That is a space you could grow 1 and shrink 4 right there.
Yep.
A few places, yeah. So,
Wait, that's Refugee Road, though?
Where's Refugee Road?
That's Moeller, and then Marion, and then below Marion would be Refugee Road?
Yep, that's Refugee.
is it? Okay.
So, I don't know if that's where you want to grow 1. Where else could we grow 1 and shrink 4? Ooh. I could see Lou Berliner Park being considered, but there's no people there.
No.
What about that entire area in Jackson Township, above Jackson Township?
That's what I was wanting, like, if we turned all of that into District 1, it could make sense. Let's try it. Yeah, but let's try it and see. Can we, Naya? Everything
what's-
above Jackson Township, the brown part, turn it to 1?
What's Jackson Township?
If you zoom out a little,
That very fragmented area just east of District 5.
you see where Rome Road is?
Right here?
All of that should become 1 to see what numbers we might get.
Okay. So keep it inside this black line?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
We're at 828.
So what did we get?
It's gonna be 8 people. Four million cubic tons of toxic waste.
That's right.
I think you're going to have contiguity.
District 1's at 102,796.
You've been right every time you said that.
I think you're going to have contiguity issues with some of those islands.
Mr. Cabot is right.
He's never been wrong on that.
You might be able to solve it on the right boundary.
If we just turned all of the thing west of the Blue River,
Yeah.
I hope it's not any people in there.
You need less people because you're over now.
You said it is people?
It's over. You're over. Like
Yeah.
you're over by like you're over by
3,000.
2,000 ish, and there might be more now that I'm adding these pieces. I don't know how many people are in this area though. That takes you to 104,101.
So one's got to shrink now.
If we
That's
look
about
at
3,000.
The left-hand, the western part of that district or section there,
Which one? One?
yeah. Get a little better view of that.
So now we got 149 need to shrink.
One needs to shrink. 4 is under now by roughly 6,000. 9 needs to shrink. So 1 and 9 now need to shrink.
And 4 needs to grow?
4 needs to grow, 3
3
needs to grow, 8 needs to grow.
So we started with Monica's map, and we're now not as good as the map she presented to us already.
Do we have a way of starting next week with that map and walking through the whole process of that map? Is there something we could learn this week that would allow that to happen? We could replicate her map?
Yeah, so Naya, I guess that maybe this is a process question, because again, I know these working sessions are in public. Is there anything, can we get a legal opinion if we're allowed to bring up a map that one of us worked on and work on that during the session?
I don't know that that will work because it's not it's not done in public, it's done in private.
But we'd be revealing publicly the work we did privately, no?
Which is why I was thinking that if we recreate it in public, that would satisfy the public requirement of it not being in private. We could model after Monica's map, so if I could get it to be shareable, wherever you saved it at, and so that I can see it, I could recreate it.
I think we're just concerned about the amount of time that we need to invest in recreating something that already exists. I mean, I understand the,
Yeah, no, I understand that.
yeah.
Again, is that a, like, a legal opinion? Or like, are we constrained that everything that we do regarding moving lines has to be done in public? I know from probably a perception level that is the best case scenario. I'm just concerned about time. You know, if we spend time outside of this, kind of working on our own, being able to kind of bring forth the work in an effective way where all of us can see it and can play with each line on an already created map, if that makes sense.
I'd agree.
Fine. Can you say it again? Because I can hear you, but your mask is kind of muffling your voice a little bit.
I guess my question is, are we, you know, you said about, you know, the work that we do in private. I get that. But I guess I don't see the issue of bringing up one of those created maps for all of us to look at and move boundaries with during a meeting, rather than you having to recreate
From scratch.
an exact same map.
So that's the part that I'm unsure about, because the map is still not being created in a public space. Like, you're creating it at home on your own time, and then I can see it, but all of the pre-work was done not in public, is what I was saying.
Right. Can we get clarification if that's
Yeah, I can try to see.
allowed, permissible?
But also, I need to figure out how to get access to your map that you saved outside of the original ones. That's what I don't understand.
I think your profile just needs to be included in our CRDC member group.
Yeah, because she added your original plans, but she didn't add anything else that's saved. I don't know how to add it, so I need to find out from
Right.
her how she added that to separate from mine, because she added your original plans, so I can see all of those.
So I move we adjourn.
It is 8:30.
And Naya, are you able to save and share this map with us? Or like share it in the folder so it's saved?
I'm able to save it. I don't know how to share it to you,
I think it's that group setting again.
Okay,
Yep.
and that's why I was wondering about and I don't control the group settings. Melissa does.
okay.
Okay.
She can probably figure that out.
So we've had one motion that this meeting be called adjourned.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
All right, this meeting is adjourned.
Thank you.